is Anna, and this is my story. It all started when I made a terrible decision. I stole money. I had no choice. I didn't want to, but life gave me no other option. Let me tell you everything. I have a younger brother. He is everything to me. One day, he got into serious trouble. He owed a large amount of money to some very dangerous people. They told him, "If you don't pay, we will kill you." He came to me, crying, and begged for help. I didn't know what to do. I had no money, and I couldn't ask anyone. But then, I thought about Alex. Alex is a rich guy. He has everything: money, cars, a big house. He has liked me for a long time, but I don't feel the same about him. He always said, "I can give you anything, Anna, but you must be mine." I didn't love him. How could I ask him for help? But my brother's life was in danger. I couldn't let anything happen to him. So I went to Alex. "Alex, I need your help," I said. "My brother is in trouble. Please, lend me some money." Alex smiled and said, "I will give you all the money you need, Anna. But there is one condition." "What is it?" I asked, feeling nervous. "You must marry me," he said. I froze. I couldn't believe his words. How could he say that at such a time? I told him no. I told him I didn't love him. But Alex didn't care. He said, "If you want the money, you must be mine." I was desperate. My brother needed me. I thought about it and finally agreed. Alex handed me the money. I took it, but deep down, I knew I couldn't marry him. That night, I went to his house again. I wanted to return the money and end this, but Alex didn't listen. He came closer to me, smiling in a way that made me feel scared. I panicked. On the table, there was a vase. I grabbed it and hit Alex with it. He fell down. I didn't wait. I took the money and ran. I ran for a long time until my legs felt weak. Then I saw a small house. It was quiet and the lights were off. I knocked on the door. A young man opened it. His name was Jack. He looked surprised to see me. "Please," I said, "help me. I have nowhere to go." Jack looked at me for a moment. He nodded and said, "Come in." I stayed at Jack's house for 3 days. During that time, the police came looking for me. Alex must have called them. They searched everywhere but didn't find me. Jack helped me hide. He was so kind to me. I told Jack everything. About my brother, about Alex, and why I stole the money. Jack listened without judgment. He didn't get angry. He just said, "You did what you had to do for your family." Jack was different from Alex. He was calm, kind, and understanding. He made me feel safe. After 3 days, it was time for me to leave. I didn't want to, but I couldn't stay there forever. I thanked Jack for everything and said goodbye. But something strange happened. As I walked away, I couldn't stop thinking about him. His face, his voice, his kindness. It was all I could think about. Why can't I stop thinking about Jack? I asked myself. Do I like him? No, it's not possible. I just met him. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized the truth. I did like him. No, I loved him. I didn't know what to do. Should I go back and tell Jack how I feel? Or should I keep running? My heart was full of questions, but one thing was clear. I couldn't forget him. Jack changed my life. He showed me what kindness and love really mean. And now, I can only hope that one day I'll see him again. Days turned into weeks, but my thoughts didn't change. I couldn't forget Jack. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw his face. Every time I sat alone, I remembered his words. My heart was restless. My brother was safe now. I had used the money to pay off his debt. The dangerous people left him alone, and I was happy about that. But deep inside, I felt empty. Something was missing. One day, I made a decision. I would go back. I didn't know if Jack would accept me or even want to see me, but I had to try. I packed a small bag and started my journey. When I reached Jack's house, my heart was beating fast. What if he was angry? What if he didn't want to see me again? I stood at the door, unsure of what to do. Finally, I knocked. The door opened, and there he was, Jack. He looked surprised to see me. "Anna," he said, "you're back." "Yes," I said, my voice shaking. "I came to thank you again, and to tell you something." Jack stepped aside and let me in. We sat down at the small table in his living room. I looked at him, trying to find the right words. "Jack," I began, "you were so kind to me. You helped me when no one else would. I can't stop thinking about you. I think I've fallen in love with you." Jack looked at me, his eyes full of emotion. For a moment, he didn't say anything. I felt nervous. Did I make a mistake? Finally, he smiled. "Anna," he said, "I've been thinking about you too. I missed you every day since you left. I didn't know if I would ever see you again, but I hoped you would come back." My heart felt like it was going to burst. "You mean, you feel the same way?" "Yes," he said. "I do." We sat in silence for a moment, just looking at each other. I couldn't believe it. Jack cared about me as much as I cared about him. Over the next few weeks, Jack and I spent a lot of time together. He showed me his garden, his favorite books, and even his old guitar. He made me laugh and feel safe, something I hadn't felt in a long time. But life wasn't so simple. Alex hadn't given up. He wanted revenge. One evening, while Jack and I were sitting outside, we heard a car approaching. My heart sank. I knew it was Alex. He got out of the car with two men. They looked angry. Alex walked toward us. "Anna," he said, "you thought you could steal from me and run away." Jack stood up and stepped between us. Leave her alone, he said firmly. Alex laughed. And who are you? Her protector? Stay out of this. I won't let you hurt her, Jack said. The tension was thick. Alex's men started to move closer, but Jack didn't back down. He looked strong and calm, but I could see he was ready to fight if he had to. I'll call the police, Jack said. Do you really want more trouble, Alex? Alex hesitated. He didn't want the police involved. Finally, he sneered and said, This isn't over, Anna. You owe me. Then he turned and left. After that night, Jack and I decided to leave the town. It wasn't safe anymore. We packed our things and moved to a small, quiet village far away. Life in the village was peaceful. Jack found a job as a teacher, and I started working at a small shop. We were happy. We didn't have much, but we had each other, and that was enough. One evening, as we sat by the fire, Jack looked at me and said, Anna, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me? Tears filled my eyes. Yes, I said. Yes, I will. Our wedding was simple, but beautiful. We didn't need a big celebration. All we needed was love. Looking back, I realize how much I've changed. I made mistakes, but those mistakes led me to Jack. He taught me what it means to love and to be loved. Now, every morning when I wake up, I see Jack beside me, and I feel grateful. My life isn't perfect, but it's filled with love, and that's all I could ever ask for. And so, this is my story, the story of how I found love, hope, and a second chance. If you enjoy the story, please like, subscribe, and share.